So I received my Thor on Halloween of last year, meaning that we're creeping up on 3 months with this device. So I want to talk about some of those early concerns that we had, as well as surprises I found out along the way. So first, let's just look at the wear and tear on this device through pretty much daily use over these last 3 months. So as you can see, the front, we have some scratches here and here, but nothing too crazy. And then as we turn it around to the back, we have a lot more wear and tear there. And this is just for me kind of throwing it in a bag. But if you get something like that TPU shell, you wouldn't have to worry about any of this. And as far as the functionality, everything still functions just like the day I got it. So when you open it up, the first thing you notice is that giant reflective glass panel here. And this was a big concern when it first came out. And as I lean it kind of towards the window here, you can see it is very reflective. But because of the brightness of the screen, once you turn it on, it looks much better even in broad daylight. We can turn the brightness all the way up here. And you can still very easily see it even in direct sunlight. And there actually has been some Etsy solutions for this reflective bottom glass panel here. People have been making vinyl skins that you can put across the entire bottom, and that makes it so the reflectiveness from this glass panel is pretty much gone altogether. Now, kind of talking about the ergonomics here, one of my biggest problems is actually going to be the edges. I do kind of wish that these edges were a bit more rounded off. Once you start playing some games, these sides just kind of start to dig into your palm. Now let's quickly take a look at the triggers back here. This was another big concern. A lot of people thought that these were going to be super uncomfortable. And this is another thing that has kind of been improved by the community. People have made different Etsy triggers that you can go ahead and slide on. So if that is a concern for you, there are solutions out there. Now another thing when it comes to ergonomics is this right stick. So obviously, there is no other place for this right stick to go, so I do not blame AYN for where they place this right stick, but that basically means that all games that require the right stick, I have been avoiding things like first-person shooters because of this right stick placement. Once you play games, you kind of have to stretch your hand to access the triggers, the bumpers, and the right stick all at the same time, and it just gets uncomfortable very quickly. I'm sure that'll be better with the official grip. Now, another big concern everyone had was about the hinge. Now, I have not seen any cracks, and I'll just kind of zoom in for you guys. There have been no cracks, no issues, no weird squeaky noises or anything like that. So the hinge is still holding on strong after 3 months of daily use here. The software has been pretty much smooth sailing since I got the device. Once you set up these front ends one time, it works perfectly. The front ends are still being developed for this thing. Sometimes you'll have an app kind of launch on one of the screens and you want it to launch on the other one, and then it can be kind of a pain to switch. I do wish there was kind of a button to just kind of quickly switch screens. When it first came out, there were some kind of weird finicky things going on with launching games on each screen, but since then we've seen a couple of different updates. So we know that they are committed to making changes and really hearing people out. So overall, it's a pretty seamless experience. I will say sometimes you run into certain issues like this where I can't back out of YouTube here on the bottom screen and go back to the home screen. So I have to like go into here and clear everything out to get back to the home screen. But overall, most things have been fixed. We've even seen big improvements for ESDE, which is a lot of people's favorite front end on these Android devices, and they even have a companion app so you can run ESD on the top screen and then the companion app on the bottom screen. And even front ends like this one I'm using right here, Cocoon, have seen a bunch of different updates. There are a ton of dual screen options for front ends, way more than when the device first came out. So I'm sure you guys have heard about the overheating and the loud fan on this device. So here I'm running a PS3 game. We're running God of War Chains of Olympus. Those temperatures are rising pretty high. We're at 70 degrees Celsius and then 55% fan, and you guys can definitely hear it. I'm also on the high performance mode. I have the console here silent. If we were to turn the volume up, probably wouldn't notice it as much. So overall, even though the fan does get pretty loud, if you have that volume up, you're most likely not going to hear it, especially if you stay out of high performance. And because this chip is so powerful, you can usually run most games in that standard performance mode anyway. Now, I also want to talk about the black model and the smudginess from fingerprints. There are some fingerprints here. I actually wiped down the device before this video, but it was very fingerprinty and it gets all over the glass front here, the screens as well. So if you are concerned about fingerprints, about smudginess, you can also order something like the white model or the beige model, and the fingerprints are going to be much less noticeable. And also if you happen to get that TPU grip, that also gets smudgy as well. The battery life was excellent 3 months ago when I got the device, and even now it is still really good. I actually end up only charging this every couple of days, so if you only play for an hour, couple hours at a time, you'll be able to go a really long time without even worrying about charging this device. Now, a big concern has been the shipping. Now, I personally use DHL shipping, which was the more expensive option, and from when they said they shipped the device from when it actually got here, it only took about 4 days. But I would be careful when it comes to tariffs and things like that. If you are not willing to pay tariffs, make sure you go for 4PX. A lot of people are concerned with the fact that they ordered their device months ago and it still has not been shipped. Now, if you head to the AYN website and go to shipping dashboard, you can see that every day they are shipping out new devices, and you can actually see the order number, and that can help you to understand when your device is about to be shipped. And batch 3 pre-order shipping starts in March, meaning that if you order it today, it most likely will not ship until March. If you're willing to wait, go ahead and buy it now so you can kind of get your name in there, because the longer you wait, the more it's kind of going to be pushed back. So that's going to be pretty much it for this video, guys. If there's anything I did not mention, let me know in the comments below. I would love to answer you guys' questions. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It's easy, and we'll see you guys next time.